Hi, my name is Dr. Padilla. Today we're going to talk about file paths. Now, this can be a really confusing topic if you're just starting out, and this is often the reason why students' code doesn't work while they're failing to link to certain files because they don't have the right file path. So let's try to demystify that topic today and we'll jump right in. All right, to begin, what I'd like you to do is to create 3 folders, and I would like you to nest the folders like I have here. What I have going on is I have a level 1 folder and I've named it level 1. And inside of that, I have a level 2 folder that I've named level 2. And inside of that, I have a level 3 folder that I've named level 3. So go ahead and pause the video and make this file organization system somewhere on your machine. Okay, so now we're going to jump into R. From here, we're going to create a new project. And we're going to create it from an existing directory. You've already made these files, so we're just going to specify one of those file folders as the directory we want to use for this project. So we'll click existing directory. I want you to browse to the location of your level 1 folder. Mine is on the desktop and it's named level 1. So just go ahead and select it when you find yours. And then click create project. Now we're going to make an R Markdown file and save it in this level 1 folder. Go to File, New, R Markdown. We'll call this level 1, and we'll leave it as an HTML document, or an HTML output. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and just delete all of this default stuff that these R Markdown files make for me, and I'm going to save it as level 1. It's just titled level 1, but we want to save it as level 1 as well. I'm going to title it level 1, and I want you to double check that you are in this level 1 folder. This level 1 R Markdown file needs to be in the level 1 folder. Go ahead and click save once you've done that. And what we should see over here when we are in our level 1 folder, we should see an R project and an R Markdown file. Okay. The first thing that we are going to do is we can actually use a function to check what our working directory is. The function is called get working directory WD. And we just have to run that little teeny line of code right there, and it tells us exactly where this particular file is located. It's located in users, under me as a user on my desktop, in the level 1 folder, which is great. If yours is not in your level 1 folder, you need to go ahead and move it into your level 1 folder, or just repeat this process and save it inside of level 1. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is we are going to save a CSV file inside of our level 1 folder. I have one here already. It can be a CSV file with any information in it at all. I have a link in the description if you want to download the one I'm working on, but you can really use any data file. This isn't about the data. This is just about creating a file path to find that data. So I'm going to copy the CSV file that I'm using into my level 1 folder. Make sure it's actually in there. There we go. Notice I had it in the wrong spot, and I made sure it was actually inside of this level 1 folder. Just double check for yourself, okay? And I've called this dataset level 1. Now what I want you to do is to go ahead and name whatever dataset you have in this first folder something level 1. And then I'd like you to make a copy of it inside of level 2 and rename it as level 2. Dataset level 2, and then do the same thing for the third level folder, and we'll name it dataset level 3. So in the end, what I'd like to see is inside of each folder, there is a level 1, inside level 1, inside level 2, there is a level 2, and inside level 3, there's a level 3 CSV file. And they can be identical. That's not the point. What is the data? We just need a file in each of those that we're going to try to link to. So now we're going to jump back into R, And we can just double check that we have everything right. If we want to double click into this level 2 folder, we should see this level 2 data set, and level 3, we should see a level 3 data set. And notice that it's actually telling us the nested organization of the folder system right here. We're in level 3 folder, which is inside of level 2, which is inside of level 1. We can go all the way back out to level 1, which is where this file is currently located. Okay, so I'm going to make a new code chunk, and we're going to use a new function in order to read some of these CSV files. This function is called read.csv. And notice I've been kind of typing all the code out, but as you start to type, it will give you suggestions of code that fulfills the words that you've already typed. And you can hit tab to utilize the one where your cursor is located. So this is the function that we're going to use. The function name is read.csv, and we're going to specify the inputs in between these parentheses here. This particular read.csv function, what it takes is 2 quotations, and inside the quotations is where you're going to specify the path of the CSV file that you would like it to read. So what I'm going to have this file do is first read in this dataset level1.csv. So I'm just going to type dataset level1.csv. And all the spelling has to match exactly to make this work, and also the capitalizations. Okay, I'm going to run this line of code, and if it works, you should see the data set being read to you below the code chunk. So it was able to find this data set level1.csv, which is excellent. Now I'm going to try to read in the data set level2.csv. And you might think to yourself, oh, okay, well, the way to do that would be to change this code from saying level 1 to level 2. If I do that and run this line of code, I get an error. Now what is going on is this level2.csv is not found in the current folder system. Instead, it's a level deeper inside of level 2. So we have to tell the code to go one level deeper into this level 2 file and then find this CSV. So the way that we would do that is we would type the name of the file we want the code to go into, level 2, and then the / is kind of the moving down into the file folder. So if we run this code, it'll load the file for us, which is excellent. Now, if we try to load the previous one, the level 2, or the level 1, we're going to get an error because this level 1 isn't located inside of level 2. Got it? Okay. Now, let's try to load that level 3.csv. And again, you might be thinking this could work. We'll just specify level 3. That doesn't work. We get an error. And you're like, okay, well, let's specify level 3 because the level 3 folder name, because that's where it is. Let's try to run this. Also giving us an error. What we must do, because this R Markdown file is saved in level 1, we have to tell it the full path. We have to tell this code to go from where this file is currently located into level 2 and then into level 3. We have to specify the full path to make this work. So what we'd have to do is say, okay, first go into level 2 and then go into level 3 and then try to find this data set, which is located in level 3. And that works. So it can feel a little complicated, but it is important to know where your current file is located in order to tell it how to find the other files. And just to repeat, a really excellent way, if you're kind of unsure where things are saved, hopefully you know because you saved it, where you want it to go. But if you're getting confused or lost, you can always run this get working directory function, and it will tell you where this specific file is located. Now, let's do one more thing. What I want us to do is to create a new R Markdown script inside of level 3, and we'll try to link up to the level1.csv. So I'm just going to save this and go to File, New, and we're going to make a new R Markdown file. And we'll call this level 3. Okay. And we're going to save this. I'm just going to hit Command S for save. We are going to save this inside of level 2 and inside of level 3. And we will call this our level 3. And it will save it as an R Markdown file. All right. So if we did this correctly, we should be able to go into level 2 and into level 3. And here we will have our level3.r markdown file, which is where this one is currently at. I'm going to delete all of this default stuff that the R markdown file makes for me. And just to make sure I know where I'm at, I'm going to get the working directory just to double check. Okay. And it's telling me I'm on my desktop in level 1, in level 2, in level 3. That is where I'm located. Now, what I want us to do, just to start out, is I'm going to copy over this code that we have from the previous one. And this code is loading this data set for level 3. And this is inside the level 3 folder. So let's go ahead and just try to run this code as is. And I want you to make your own prediction about what is going to happen. Okay, we get an error. Why? Because we're telling this file path to go inside of level 2 and inside of level 3 and then find this. But we are already in level 3. There's no additional level 2 and 3 to go into. We are at the lowest possible level. So to make this work, we would actually delete this part and say, just inside the folder that we're in right now, you don't need to go up or down, just in the current folder we're in, we're going to load this dataset.level3. And then it works. Very exciting. Okay, but how do we then link up to a different folder at a higher level outside of the nested framework? Let's try a version of that. So let's say we want to link to the level2.csv. You already know that if I run this, it's not going to work. The way we specify to move out a level is by using code that looks like this, stot./. And if we run this little bit of code, now it will load this information for us. This is essentially saying go one level up. The level above where this file is level 2. So it's going to just say go one up, and then that's where you'll find this file folder here, or the CSV file. If we change this to level1.csv, we're going to get an error because level 1 is 2 levels above. It's 2 nested folders above where we are currently. So we're going to have to give another ... in order for it to move 2 layers up. Today we learned about creating a file path within a set of nested folders. We learned how to link to a file within several nested subfolders, and we also learned how to link up into higher level folders. Now my homework for you is to try to create an R Markdown file within a set of nested folders, and then to link to a file in another set of nested folders. So you will have to create a file path that goes outside and over and down into another set of nested folders. If you're interested to learn more about programming in R and to create data visualizations, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.